Welcome to Meticulous Creations. Today we're going to introduce you to adjusting the depth on a router with a drop indicator, just so that we can start getting those precision cuts that we're after. Now normally I do this on a router lift, but it can be done just as I show you today on this fixed base router. It's a Bosch half-inch and quarter-inch collet, 2 1/4 horsepower. Very good router. But we'll proceed from here and we'll go from there. Show you how to do this and how it works and how precise it can be. Before you start anything, we need to zero the indicator. You need to zero the indicator, and it takes a little bit of there's zero. There's zero on the indicator. When adjusting this base, it can be adjusted either from the top here or from this knob below. And as you notice, I'm rotating it back and forth. You can use this when you're using it in a router table. You can use this when you're just setting the height. That enables you to do that. I kind of like the knob myself. It's a little more accurate. I can walk it in real slow and easy. Or if I'm twisting this, it tends to jerk. Okay? If I'm moving this real slow, I can bring it in just where I want it. After zeroing the indicator on the base of the router, then we take and we rotate. Rotate this up, watching your needle. Take your time doing it. And there's 100 thousandths. We're going to set it at 3/8. Okay? If you notice, this is rotating around. The small dial here is rotating as well. Okay? So we're over 100 thousandths. Okay, there's 200 thousandths. Okay, coming up on 300 thousandths. Okay, there's 300 thousandths. And then we take it to 375. And if you want to allow a little extra for glue, go to 377. Not an exact thing, but the glue, it'll allow room for the glue, okay? Okay, so that's how you'll indicate, that's how you run the indicator up and down. When you're in your final dimension, when you're in your final setup, you'll want to lock this lever right here. This lever will lock it into position. You have to be careful though, because it will cause the bit to raise and lower a little bit. So you'll need to do a little fine adjusting on your bit to make sure it stays where you want. If you're off a couple of thousandths, it's not that big of a deal. But that's how you lock it into position so that you can go to work. In this video, we've covered the Z dimension, the up and down. How deep am I going to make the cut? I'm going to show you a few slideshow presentations of these cuts and how they've gone together. But the Z is not the total picture. In the next video, we will show you how to get the Y dimension in so that everything goes together and goes together fitting like a glove. So we probably have a good 5 or 6 images showing these and how close they are and how well they go together. So enjoy those, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna do a little a little experiment. I'm going to show this side is the Noga mag base, and this is an inexpensive Harbor Freight mag base right here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust these and see. That's pretty good right there. That's not too bad. And then this one here, they're both about the same. However, I think the Noga is a little bit better. This mag base here is about a $70 mag base. The indicators themselves are not that expensive. They're about a $20 indicator a piece. I've got some that are about $30, but these are about $20 indicators. These will do really, really well. One of the things you'll notice is that on the bottom of these, I have a ball. On the very bottom, there is a ball indicator tip. I'll raise that up and let you see it. Let me lower that down a little bit, and you'll see that right there. That indicator tip right here it has a ball bearing in the bottom. These work really, really well on these type of indicator bases because these don't exactly come in straight. They come in straight down. I have some that look like about the size of a dime or a little bit smaller. They're a flat base one. However, if you don't get it laying flat to the surface, then it will not give you an accurate reading where these will. The only thing you need to make sure of is that when we're using these, that we use them, that if you're going to be using them, let's say on the tip of a router bit or on a sawtooth blade, you need to make sure it's sitting right on the very tip of that blade so you can get an accurate reading. And then once you do that, then you can adjust it to the height that you need it. This will come in really handy if you're using a dado stack blade or you're using a router bed and a router lift table, or like we showed in before where we're using it and we were indicating to zero the depth on we're using it to zero the depth on the bottom of a fixed base router. One of the things that I like to do with that as well is I don't like to come in and go in hog wild, going in and taking, 3/4 of an inch cut all at one time. It tears your wood up, it wrecks your router, it tears up your bits, and it messes up the bearings and stuff. So I like to go 1/8 of an inch or maybe less on each of them. On your softer woods, that won't make that big of a difference. However, when you get into your harder woods, it will. In the meantime, we're going to show you some images of cuts that were set by these indicators and how close we could get them. Okay. Now, what we're doing in this video, we're showing you the depth of cut. In other words, from the surface down. That's what we're showing. And in the
Just a real quick synopsis.
Just a real quick synopsis. You'll see the knob right here. Okay. And you bring it up. And I remember this is just an approximate. I might be 1,000 or 2 off. And this one here is off a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, that's okay. And then this one is about 10 thousandths off, and that one should be right about 1,000, right around 0. Like I said, it's an approximate because what I'm looking at on my monitor is a lot smaller than what you'll see in your computer screen. However, it gives you a really close idea of how well these work. But a good idea is to get some of this metal right here, a 4 inch by a 1/4 inch by 4 inch by 12 inch, and use that to set your mag bases on. That'll enable a firm base. It won't move around, and you'll be able to get a really accurate